The carnivore diet isn't that expensive, right?
Wrong.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Carnivore Quest. Larry here. Good to see you all. I got a little clip for you today that was sent to me about 3 or 4 days ago after I put out that video about everyone's quitting the carnivore diet. Yeah, a lot of different opinions in the comment section on that video. A lot of people say the carnivore diet is totally affordable and others not so much. I found this clip to be pretty interesting and a little alarming. So I want to get your take on it. But first, some channel news. Tonight, if you're seeing this on the 4th, as I'm recording it, me and Cassie will be doing a live stream at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. They'll be doing a members live directly following that. And if you haven't reported your weight loss for our October weight loss challenge yet, I'll put the link down in the description. Guys, still got a little time to report that weight loss because Cassie and I, after the live streams tonight, will be tallying everything up. And I'll put together a video reporting how much weight we lost as a community for the month of October. I'll have that to you in a day or two. So anyway, let's jump right into this and see what you guys think.
All right. Well, farmers are feeling left behind as President Trump looks to import Argentinian beef to help bring down prices for U.S. grocery shoppers. New inflation numbers out yesterday showed the price of beef is up nearly 15% since last year. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt looked to quell the fears of America's cattle ranchers this week at the podium. Watch this.
President loves our ranchers and he also loves American consumers, and he wants to do right by both. So the immediate solution to the problem of the rising cost of beef, President wants to bring that down as we have to increase our supply. And so that's what he's doing with respect to these imports.
Let's bring in our CAF USA CEO, Bill Bullard. Bill, welcome thank you for joining us this morning. So let's start with this. How many beef, cow, calf farms and ranches are we losing to bankruptcy every month?
Well, we've lost over half of all the cattle operations that were in business just over a generation ago in 1980 are gone today. And in the 5-year period from 2017 to 2022, we've lost another 106,000 of them. Excuse me, they're included in that. That's an alarming rate of loss.
It sure is. That's crazy. And a lot of you like to throw the tinfoil hat on, out there. Is that all designed to keep us sick? What's happening to all these ranchers? What she said about in the intro there about affordability at the grocery store. I mean, some things have come down. Bacon still seems high to me, and definitely beef, but a 15% increase in just 1 year. Yesterday, I took a trip down memory lane and I watched my budget video on the BBBE challenge. Man, I couldn't believe the prices. I put that video out about 3.5 years ago, and the prices have more than doubled since then. It was pretty crazy to see how cheap everything was back then, In
an industry that is so vital to America, producing a very important protein staple, and that's beef.
I want you to hear what Secretary Brooke Rollins has to say about this. I mean, she's basically, I'll play the clip and we'll talk on the other side.
Currently, Americans consume 12 million metric tons of beef. 10 million we produce in this country. 2 million we import. And this is not a new thing. We have long imported the ground beef, sort of the leaner cuts for American consumers. So 12 million total. The Argentinian piece is only about currently 20,000 under a Tarrant quota.
So, Bill, she's basically saying we've been importing beef all along. So how is it that you think that this addition of the Argentinian beef will impact you and your market? Which, by the way, I should say, ranchers have had a few pretty profitable years, kind of rare, but it's been pretty profitable the last couple of years, right?
That's right. But
pretty profitable the last couple of years. I wonder why that is. Because they won't drop their prices. I mean, maybe they're trying to make up for past years, but so they're making a lot more profit and we're paying a lot more. A little correlation there.
For decades, U.S. ranchers have been unable to compete in the marketplace because they've been unable and not allowed to differentiate their product with a country of origin label. And the beef packers, the highly concentrated packers, 4 of which control 80% of the fed cattle market, have been given unlimited access to imports around the world. This has flooded the U.S. market for decades, and it has rendered our producers unable to maintain their herds, let alone rebuild their herds. Our industry has been shrinking for decades, and we've hit the historic low in 2022, 23, and now, and that's because a drought has accelerated the ongoing decline of the industry, and that has exacerbated the supply situation. But adding more imports to an industry that has suffered as a result of excessive imports is the wrong thing to do. Even though Argentina is a relatively small percentage increase, it's an increase above the record beef imports that we've had for the past 2 years that have displaced domestic production, displaced domestic cows, and driven cattle ranchers off the land. So we need a better solution.
Allow small local processors to compete with the big guys. I mean, one of the things I hear from ranchers is, especially small farms that have beef and cattle, that they wish they could process their beef locally and without all this USDA regulation on top of them. Would that be part of the solution?
Well, absolutely. If we can increase the capacity and have more packers buying cattle from the U.S. cattle rancher, you would have more competition. And that's the problem. And that's where we should be focused. And that's why you've seen so many beef price rigging cases that are working their way through the court system right now.
Well, Bill, I don't think anything compares to American U.S. beef. So you've got that on your side. So there's no competition.
That's right.
All right, Bill, thanks so much for joining us. Great information.
So I'm all about supporting local farmers. Cassie and I do it here when we can, but I really don't understand what the problem with importing foreign beef would be to bring down prices. You know, I mean, they do the same thing with oil. I mean, under the Biden administration, they were importing oil toward the end of his term to bring down prices, and they release some of the strategic reserve, bring those prices down right before the election, right? But so I don't know what the problem with importing beef is. And what that dude said right there at the end about the meat packers really didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. My mental clarity is off today, or maybe I'm just not the sharpest tool in the box, like I've said many times. You guys, can you clarify for me what he meant by that there at the end about the beef packers having an impact on it? Anyway, all I know is beef is expensive. Cassie and I have had to cut back a little bit on our beef consumption, and we're seeing some relief in some areas at the grocery store. You know, chicken's been reasonable. Bacon's around the same. Bacon's always expensive, you know, but beef, yeah, ground beef the other day at Food Lion was $19 for a 3-pound roll. That's crazy. Yeah, that's the highest I've ever seen it. Of course, you can catch a sale, and hopefully, you know, with the holidays coming up, we'll get some of those standing rib roasts on sale, right? And stock up on some ribeye, hopefully. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to bring this to you because one of you sent the link to me and wanted me to see it. So I thought I'd give it a little reaction here and get your take on it. And hopefully we'll see you guys in the live stream tonight. All right. Everything has been all good so far in November for me. I'm rocking it. I'm feeling good. And I hope you guys are doing the same. All right. We'll see you in the next one. Remember, no sugar, no carbs, no cheating. Later.